I kind of understand, where people coming from
sure.
with that. All right, so I got that. So how about, same thing, the Ducks or the Kings? I already know the answer.
Yeah, you already know. Kings all day. Basically, any team that plays in Staples Center or near Staples Center, I'm rolling with.
So what about the Rams or the Chargers?
Ooh, okay, that's a good one. But
Yeah.
I'm a Raiders fan.
Right.
So I'm a lifelong Raiders fan. But, they're in Oakland right now, and they're about to be in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So I got to roll with the Rams. Like, the Rams, it's funny because I would have never, like, the Rams and Angels used to play in the same stadium. So they always were looked at as, like, when the Raiders and Rams were in L.A., nobody rocked with the Rams like that.
Right.
And definitely not the Chargers because they were in San Diego. So I think it's hard for the Chargers because they're playing out here now. But it's like, motherfucker, we don't fuck with y'all. This is a Raider city. But I think the Rams have kind of come and got a lot of the Raiders fans rolling because, look, like, we don't got football out here. Their games are, they play in SC Stadium right now. So the games are super cracking and turned up. And obviously SC football is a big deal in LA. So I think a lot of people are Rams fans on the low, even if they are Raiders fans.
Right, yeah, that's true. And I got two soccer teams too. It's the Galaxy and who else? That's it, right?
We got the Galaxy and LAFC, I think.
I already know it's the Galaxy. The Galaxy been there for a while. Cause I think that team is new, right? I think it was like a couple years.
The thing is, the LAFC team plays like right by I think where SC and the Rams play. But I don't know, like I'm not the biggest soccer fan in the world, but
right.
I rock with the Galaxy. But I love going to soccer games, so I can support either one.
And I already know for football and everything else is UCLA because you went to the school. So I ain't gonna ask you that. But
honestly, I'm rolling SC football too. It's hard not to be in this city. And I know a lot of UCLA people will get mad at me, but just SC football, what they've been able to do over the years, the squad they had. Like I'm a big Reggie Bush fan. I was in school during those years.
Mm-hmm.
Got to see that dude play all the time. And you can't really knock greatness in a program. Like obviously, UCLA football is trying to get on that level, and I'm all for it. When UCLA plays SC, I'm rooting for UCLA. But any other SC game, I want SC to win.
And like I said, being from the South and growing up on football and especially college football, I love college football over the NFL. That was one of my that's to this day is one of my favorite rivalries to watch. You got, of course, me. I like Miami and Florida State. I don't like them Seminoles. Alabama, Auburn. Then you have, the UCLA's and the USC's, and like every time the game is on, it's star-studded. But it's like it still feel like that. It's the college atmosphere, and every time I watch every time I watch the game, it's just like that's one of them games I want to go to one day. That's like on my list, before I leave this earth. Like how's the games though? Like the football games when it's UCLA and USC.
They're super cracking. The thing about UCLA, like UCLA plays at the Rose Bowl, which is in Pasadena, so it's like 30, 45 minutes away from campus. So it's a little different feeling because even for the students, they got to be bussed in from campus, and everybody, it's kind of Pasadena's not out the way, but not a lot of people live out that way, so it's kind of a trek for all the fans to go to the game. Where SC Stadium literally is right on campus, so it's turned up from 8 in the morning all the way to game time. Just that buzz, that atmosphere. But I think either one, like Rose Bowl holds like 100,000 people, so that when they do play, those games are cracking.
Yeah, man, because I think I forgot what stadium I passed by, but I was like, I cannot wait to. No, it wasn't that. I was taking a Lyft or Uber, and I think this chick, she went to UCLA, and I was asking her like, how's the games and stuff. She was like, I don't really go to the games. You know how, there's girls that watch sports and stuff, but most of them don't, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I just want to witness, because every time I go to like any city or any state that have like big rivalries, like when I go to the Carolinas, you already know I'm gonna ask a Duke, someone if they like the Duke or North Carolina, or if I go to Atlanta, like Georgia or Georgia Tech, So it's a beautiful thing. So
yeah, for sure, man.
So to get back on the show real quick, because I wanna ask, I meant to ask you this at the beginning. So you had Jay Fora and Tiffany Haddish on the show as voiceovers, right? So how did you manage to get them, because I believe they was really blowing up at the time, right? Or about to at the time, right? So how was that?
We got lucky with both of them, because basically we sold the show to Comedy Central in 2013, and then developed it for the next couple of years, and the show didn't premiere till 2016. So when we signed them on, like we signed Tiffany Haddish, so she was on like Carmichael's show and doing some stuff, but she hadn't quite blown up fully at that point. So we got her like right before she blew up, and then Jay Farrell, same deal. He was on Saturday Night Live, but it was like literally like right before he kind of exploded. So we were fortunate enough to get them both on the show. They're both incredibly talented people to work with, and obviously I'm big fans of both of theirs.
Yeah, I am too. Like, it's just incredible. Like, to get on social media. Social media really, exposes a lot of people. A lot of talent. In a way where you never know where you're gonna go at. Like it's like a big community. Like I tell people all the time, yes, social media got its negative, but don't let social media control you. You control social media and you dictate how you want it to go. Like, so when I started my podcast, like people always ask me like, how do I get such and such on the show? And I'm like, I just DM them, like with a message.
Yeah, exactly.
And like I tell them all the time, like anything is possible, whether you want to do a podcast, YouTube, esports, athlete, marketing, anything that you want to do, use that as a tool, so it's a beautiful thing, man. So
yeah, no, for sure, man. I think it's a way that brings everybody together, and the same thing that you saying, like I've been able to connect with so many talented and amazing people that I would have had no other way to connect with other than social media, that have really helped me out in my career. So when people like yourself hit me up and ask me to be on pod, man, I just love people that are out here doing stuff,
right.
Doing positive shit and trying to make something of their life. So I love to support and try and do as much stuff as I can, when I'm available to help out, because, I think we all, like, it takes a community of people, and a lot of people have helped me out along the way and helped me to get to where I'm at. So anytime I can give back, it helps somebody out, with what they're doing. Especially somebody like yourself who's doing good shit. Obviously you got a good show. You're trying to build and expand and kind of just get your brand out there. So I got no problem helping out.
Thank you, man. Thank you. And I got a few more questions before we go.
Sounds good.
So usually I ask people like their top 5 moments or top 5 this and that. So I got 2 questions within that. So I want to know your top 5 moments / your top 5 basketball players of all time. So which one you want to go at first?
Basketball films?
No, like basketball, like players.
Oh, my top 5 players?
Yeah.
So my top 5 players, now all time.
All time?
All time, I'm going to go with, I'm going to go with LeBron, of course. I'm going to go with LeBron, Jordan, Kareem, Magic. And let me think who the 5th would be. Ooh.
And you can also add a 6th man, since you're a basketball player and stuff like that. You're a basketball player, so.
I mean, I'll probably have to shit. I don't know. Ooh, who I go? Probably Duncan, maybe. Oh, no, excuse me, Shaq. Man, what am I thinking? I'm going Magic, Kareem, Shaq, LeBron, and Jordan.
And then who's your 6th man?
Probably Kobe.
Kobe. Do you think that Kobe's being like disrespected a lot?
I mean, I think, I'm a LeBron fan, so you want to talk about players getting disrespected. I don't think anybody's been disrespected more than LeBron James. But I used to be what people would call a quote unquote Kobe hater.
Yeah. Just
because I didn't rock with Kobe like that. But I've since obviously just now that I'm a Lakers fan, try to be more supportive. So I think Kobe gets a lot of hate. I think people kind of I mean, it's like, look, he's got 5 rings, but he's only got 2 Finals MVPs. So it's hard to, when we look at like that era with him and Shaq, probably one of the more dominant duos I've ever seen. But it was definitely Shaq's team. Right. Everybody they try to act like, oh no, it was both of theirs. It was like, nah, it was Shaq's fault. Obviously, Shaq left and won a ring immediately with Miami. I think a year or 2 after that, and then Kobe ended up getting the squad with like Lamar Odom and everybody.
Right. But come on, that squad was. Well, okay, Paul Gasol was cool. Paul Gasol is a future Hall of Famer, and he had Derek Fisher. But like, I don't know, man. I just feel like Kobe, because I grew up a Kobe fan too as well. Like Dwayne Wade is like my all-time. If I had a top 5, it'd be Wade, Allen Iverson, Kobe Bryant, Shaq, and probably either Tim Duncan. And then like my 6th man is like Steph Curry, because to me he changed the game, so.
Yeah, for sure.
But like I just feel like Kobe just, I don't know, like I feel like he was just like misunderstood, for a while. And like, when you look back at it after he retired, just like even with LeBron, like people who don't appreciate his greatness, when he leave, like they gonna be like, damn, like I missed so many moments. And like even with Brady, I'm a Dolphin fan. I hate the Patriots, but I'm like, yeah. I have to give this man his flowers now, because when he leave and I look back and I have kids, I'm like, yeah, he beat the Dolphins like every year, but I can't take away what he did, so.
Yeah, for sure, man.
But Aaron Rodgers. What you about to say?
Aaron Rodgers. I was gonna say, that's how I started to feel about Kobe. Like I wasn't the biggest Kobe fan when he was playing in the league, but his last year, kind of, his last game against Utah, and seeing him go out like that, especially like now as I've gotten older, like I remember Jordan's last game, but I was young, so it didn't really impact me. Mm-hmm. But I feel like Kobe's was a big deal. I'm gonna feel really sad with LeBron, and I feel like it's coming in the next 4 or 5 years, sadly. Mm-hmm. When his career comes to an end, but I think thankfully that's a great part about the NBA. Like you got Zion, LaMelo Ball, all these dudes who are going to come in the next couple of years, and hopefully take the torch over. But it's going to be a sad time. And like you said about Brady too, like I'm a Raiders fan, so I'm not really fucking with Brady like that. But you gotta give it up to dudes when they perform. What he's been able to accomplish as a 6th round pick. With that shit.
Yes, he was a 6th round pick. Like. No one ever thought that he'll be a Super Bowl winner, but I also tell people, listen, you got to give credit. Bill Belichick and like same thing with Popovich are the greatest they are the greatest coaches. It's them, Coach K, and what's the coach from UConn? The UConn women's.
Gino.
Yeah, Gino. For me, in my opinion, they the greatest coaches for this era, like in all sports, because it's just like you take, especially with Popovich, like people, like when it comes to the West next year, like people was really sleeping on the Spurs, and like I always had like, even when the Spurs, like when we beat the Spurs and they beat us, like I never, like the Spurs was like that organization where I never like hated or never not liked, because for one, they had one of my favorite players. They had Tim Duncan. They had Ginobili on the team. He represented for the left-handers. So it was like, and to see him draft so good and have a team pretty much every year is like, I don't know, like it's incredible, So
yeah, for sure.
So what about your top 5 moments so far, as far as like, in the filming, television, industry?
Entertainment industry. Top 5. Top 5 was first one was selling the show. Obviously, second was probably like the show premiere. That was super cracking. Me and Erykah Badu. She did all the music for the show, along with Frank Tiempi, who was our composer. But just working with Erykah Badu, just being, people don't know Erykah Badu is probably one of the funniest fucking people on the planet. Like, super hilarious. Like, love the joke, but the shit she was doing was like, we would give her some music for the show. We'd give her scenes from the show, and she would make music for it. It's like
Wow.
her parody game was fucking off the hook. It was like, Jesus Christ.
I knew that was
me and
her.
her, yeah, she pushed on the show too.